And we are live. Let's start. Right, that's the show off to a good start. This is Stephen live from Wiltshire in England, and this is Wednesday. It's 10 a.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. in the UK, and we're good to go. So I made that video 4 years ago. I've updated it with new music, and well, it's a great way to get going. Now, the next item is that there is a OneStream Live community which will help you and support you. Now, you can see the photographs underneath the logo, and basically a lot of my friends are members of the group. And if you're interested in OneStream Live, just search for the OneStream Live community on Facebook and you can join us. Simple and straightforward. Once you're in there, you've got support not only from your fellow live broadcasters, but from the OneStream Live team. And basically, that's one of the best features of OneStream Live is the live support. We're not talking to bots. Even in the studio, when you ask for help, you get help from a person. And it's a very personal service, and the questions are asked and you get support. Now, today, we're talking about overcoming challenges in B2C live streaming. So overcoming challenges in business to consumer live streaming, where you're actually broadcasting and you're marketing and you're talking to consumers. Now, there are problems and there are solutions. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about the problems and solutions and how to overcome the challenges when you do broadcast to consumers. And if I bring my agenda on screen, this is what we're talking about today. The introduction is what I'm doing now, and then we'll go on to the technical side. Now, the red text is the problems, and the green text is the solutions. So I'm going to work my way through each of these. So introduction, technical, audience engagement, getting low retentions, what do you do, and content planning. So that's where we're going to start. I've got a second, which I will show in a moment, but I'm going to come back to me, and there we have it. Okay, so I'm going to sort of just rejig the screen a bit and go here and slide this over here. Okay, so the introduction. Broadcasting to consumers is different from B2B, which is broadcasting to business. Broadcasting to consumers, you're actually marketing directly to customers. And that has problems which you need to be aware of and you need to sort. Now, the first of those is the quality of the stream. Today, people expect a stream which is of high quality. Now, it's high quality with regards to the video and the audio. And this is all about cameras and microphones and broadcasting in 1080p. Right, 720 is standard broadcasting, 1080 is high definition. And the more pixels, the clearer the picture. And we're aiming to get the best picture we can. So streaming quality is very important. And you could just a note, you can broadcast from your mobile phone, and your mobile phone is good quality, but it's not the same quality as broadcasting from your desktop. With the OneStream Live mobile app, you can go live anywhere in the world that's got a 4G or a 5G signal, and you can broadcast live using the studio that's on your mobile phone. If I go over here and I just show you, okay, OneStream is on your mobile phone, and you can broadcast, log in, and you can broadcast out from there, and you can log in with Google, log in with Facebook. So, quality, try to get 1080p, high definition. The next problem is platform stability. Now, when I started live broadcasting 9 years ago, we wanted stability. In other words, you want a broadcast to go from beginning to end. You don't want any glitches, any technical glitches in between. Now, the signal goes from your desktop to the servers, from the servers to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. You need that connection to be solid. What you don't want to do is to actually have a picture where you're actually dropping frames or losing signal. And today, OneStream Live is a very reliable platform, and we'll talk about that in a moment. And then finally, as far as technical is concerned, we're going to go with equipment. Now, when you first start broadcasting, you can broadcast, as I just said, with your mobile phone, and you've got a camera on there, you've got a microphone in there, and it's reasonable quality. But if you're marketing and you're broadcasting as a business, reaching out to consumers, marketing from your mobile phone is not the best that you can do. It's okay, but it's not the best that you can do. What you should be doing is broadcasting from a platform and using cameras and microphones and lighting. As far as the camera is concerned, then basically what you need is something which broadcasts, as we said earlier, in high definition. Now, most cameras will do that today, and I've got the Obspot, I've got the Nexigo, and of course I have a Logitech camera. I've got 3 cameras to choose from. When you're broadcasting live, you don't want to use the internal camera on your computer, PC or Mac. What you want to do is have an external camera. The external camera is better quality. What you have to hear is a quality of broadcast, and invest in a camera. Now, when I say invest, you'll be talking for cameras from about $60 up. Okay, the camera that I'm looking at right now is just over $200. It's the Obspot Tiny 4K. It's a 4K camera, and it's capable of many things, including being able to switch angles, okay, to zoom in, zoom out. It's got everything you need on a camera. Now, if you're shopping for cameras, do go to Amazon and type in top webcams, and you'll get a list of the webcams, and then you can go and check out the specification, and you'll find videos actually reviewing each camera. Watch some of the videos to get an idea on quality. Look out for the 1-star reviews as well as the 5-star reviews. But generally speaking, you can buy, as I have done, I've got 3 cameras from Amazon. You can buy a camera from Amazon and it will arrive well packaged, on time, and it just works out the box. As far as an external camera is concerned, all you need to do is to plug it into your PC or Mac. It will be recognized straight away, and then it will start working, much in the way my camera is working now. The second thing that's important is sound. Now, this is a matter for, it's a personal choice. Microphones are a personal choice. So come back to that in a minute and go back to the card, which is on the screen now, and equipment. So first thing is And I need to put my glasses on to actually read this, so bear with me a moment. Thank you for watching on YouTube and watching the replay. We're going to go down, and the thing about having got the right equipment is to test. Okay, you have to test things. Before I came live now, I did a short 2-minute test in the studio, just recording for the quality of the video and the quality of the microphone. Test. The more you test, the better. Well, you want to be able to rely on your equipment. So you're testing, then do test recording to test the microphone and the video. That's the first lot. The second lot is to actually do a test broadcast, go live, and basically then you can actually test the connections from the studio you're using to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Test. Testing is key. Don't just turn up 2 minutes before switch on and go live. We would love to be able to do that, but that's not the best way to do it. Do tests beforehand. Okay, and the next thing is, as I've said a moment ago, invest. If you are a business and you're broadcasting to consumers, what you want to portray is both professionalism and quality. You can't do that from a mobile phone. You can do that from your desktop, be it PC or Mac, using a studio like OneStream, and then you can go live. You're assured of the quality of the broadcast. This is key. What you don't want is to put out a second-rate broadcast where there's a problem with the video, problem with the sound, or a problem with the transmission. Now, the video and the sound we're in control of. We can decide basically which camera we're going to use, which microphone we're going to use. We also decide which software house we're going to use, whether it's going to be OneStream or another one. I personally would say OneStream every time because of the quality. The next thing in is backup plan. Now, I can give you a real life, for instance, on this. If you've got an important broadcast, always have a backup plan. And when we say backup, you need a second system to broadcast from. You need an alternative camera. You need an alternative microphone. Because what you don't want to do is go live and find that you've got problems. You've done your tests, but that's helps a lot. Testing helps a lot. But basically, you can occasionally go into a studio, not OneStream. Well, I'll give you a true story. This morning, we were due to go live with a show called Blabbing for Britain. Now, Blabbing for Britain, it was episode 434. We broadcast every week. We've been going live nearly 9 years on the one platform. But this morning, when I went to go live at 10 o'clock, everybody was in the studio. Peter was there. John was there. Pressed the button to go live. It did not go live. It said there were problems. And when you get the message there are problems, you suddenly stop. And it spoils the flow of what you're trying to do. Now, plan B was simple and straightforward. I came over to OneStream. I set up the broadcast. I then sent the guest link to Peter and John, and within a quarter of an hour, we had a broadcast live on the OneStream Live platform, episode 434 of Blabbing for Britain. But if I hadn't had the plan B, there would have been no show today. And that's the difference. Having a plan B means that you can still broadcast. Yeah, if you've been promoting something and there are problems with the system, you need to be able to switch over, go live on the same pages and the same places. So go live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, and people will find you. Okay, they won't see anything you've scheduled, but they will find you in your regular spot. We're going to come to this later, but going out at a regular time is important. We have broadcast live on a Thursday at 10 a.m. in the UK for the last 9 years. and people know that we're going to be there. People know that we're going to be on Facebook, we're going to be on LinkedIn at that time. People come and watch. So I'm going to be coming to that later. But basically, do have a backup plan, because if things go wrong as they did this morning, you're going to use it. Yeah, within 50. Well, I tried for about 10 minutes to go live this morning. I couldn't go live. So I said to Peter and John, okay, give me 5 minutes and we will be live on OneStream. And we were live within 5 minutes on OneStream Live doing our normal show. And as the show progressed, I managed to bring assets in. I brought in images, and we had our normal broadcast eventually. Plan Bs are important, and do have a plan B for your camera, your microphone, and your software provider as well. Make sure you've got all three. Audience engagement. Now, one of the things about live broadcasting is that you can never guarantee your audience. The audience that you have will vary from week to week. You've got to be aware of that. There's an old saying, which is a truism, but it relates now. When we started live broadcasting 9 years ago, we just need to go live and we get thousands of people watching because it was novel, it was unique, it was new. 9 years down the line today, you've got to work hard to get an audience and to retain that audience. Times have changed, and we've got to be aware of that. We're also aware that a lot of the time, people watch broadcasts like this on the replay. So when you're actually recording, you've got to prepare for the replay. You've got to be there for people who are watching the recording, because they're as important as the people who actually watch you live. So things like, if you're watching the recording now, I'd like to say thank you. I look to seeing you live on a Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern, the same place you're watching this video now. I'm there every week. Do play for the recording. Do understand that people are going to watch you after the show, and the quality of the show is important. The run of the show, you have to be ready for people to pop in at the beginning, halfway through, and right at the end. Okay, you've got to keep your energy levels up and keep broadcasting right till the end of the broadcast. Retention. So we don't retain as many people as you used to, but retention is still possible. And in addition to that, it's true, there are so many distractions these days. Okay, if you're watching this on YouTube, you have other videos down the side. You're watching this on Facebook, you may well have adverts down the side. There are so many distractions when we're broadcasting live. So many opportunities for people to do things. When people are watching you live, that's not the only thing they're doing. They're actually listening to you, but maybe looking at other web pages. And just bear that in mind. You've got, the voice has got to be there and present and actually engaging people. It's all about engagement. Yeah, so do it. Engage with people, and also what you can do is to make your broadcast interactive. Interactive broadcasts do retain audience. Interaction is as simple as people liking your broadcast, people commenting on your broadcasts, and people sharing your broadcasts. And you have to be engaging. You can't. Live broadcasting in this situation, business to consumer, is all about presenter. And you have to have a presenter who is personable, who people can identify with. Yeah. So that when they're talking, people actually listen to what they're saying. So choose your presenter wisely. Do audition. If you're going to present a broadcast yourself, you know your own qualities. If you're asking somebody else to broadcast, do ask them to do an audition tape first, so you know what they're like on camera. It's important to get the quality of the presenter right. Okay. So, distractions. So the next thing is make it engaging. Do involve people, get to know people, get them to comment, ask questions. The leading one back in the day was where are you from, and people used to type in where they're watching from. Now, if I just go live on the spur at the moment, what happens is this. I go live from here to, say, Facebook, and signal goes to Facebook, and I start broadcasting, and I start talking. The situation is that it takes a little while for Facebook to get the signal from my studio. The signal on Facebook runs about 30 to 40 seconds behind what I'm doing in the studio. Similar for YouTube. There is a lag between what you're doing and what is happening on the destination on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Because your signal goes from your computer to the servers, and then it goes from the servers to Facebook servers. From Facebook servers, it goes onto Facebook, and a similar pattern for YouTube. So you have to be aware that there is a lag and allow for it. So that's why I played the video at the beginning of this broadcast, because anybody watching the replay will see that video first. They won't catch me mid-sentence. If they start watching the show from the beginning, they will see the video. And that's an engaging video. And I've got a video at the end as well. So basically, do think about having intros and outros as a way of actually getting engagement. And it is so important. And I'm going to go down here, and we're going to go here. And so distractions. So the other thing is that if I just go live, and I go live on the spur of the moment, then there is this delay. And Facebook's not waiting for me. The people who are watching are not waiting for me. If you're going to live broadcast, then please do consider scheduling your broadcast. If you schedule your broadcast, then you can promote the event before you actually broadcast. I start promoting this event on, okay, so I promote my Monday event, the Wednesday Monday, and I got using the show card and posting on Twitter and posting on, posting everywhere really. You want to do promotion in advance. Let people know that you're going to go live. Schedule your broadcast and promote. Promote by a blog, promote by an intro video. Those are handy to have as well. A short video which says this week I'll be talking, go live. Yeah. Basically promote the heck out of the show before the due time. The more promotion you do, the more chance there is of more people coming to watch your live show. And when you talk about consumers, the more consumers you've got, the better. Now, content planning. Okay, the problems with content planning are a lack of a strategy and content fatigue. Now, these two problems can happen. They're naturally occurring problems, and you need to avoid them. I'll tell you the way that we work. Okay, this is OneStream Live. OneStream Live have planning calendars, content planning calendars for all their broadcasters. And basically, at the end of August, I was given my schedule of broadcasts for September. So I know 4 weeks in advance, the show, I know in advance the shows that I'm going to be broadcasting about, the topics I'm going to be broadcasting about. There is a content calendar, a OneStream Live content calendar. You can have your own content calendar. Simply, it's just a spreadsheet. And basically, it's got you, and then down the side, it's got the dates, and then it's got the title of each of the broadcasts that you're going to do. Do plan your content. It's so simple and so easy to do. Right? Rather than being hit and miss, you're going through, I mean, last month on OneStream Live was about SEO, all about SEO. I was broadcasting about SEO, And so was everybody on OneStream Live, because it was SEO month. And it works because basically we managed to cover everything within the 12 shows that were done. Teamwork as well. And I've got a OneStream Live team behind me who are actually not only do the planning of the shows and the script for the show, or the script for the post on YouTube, they also help if I've got any questions about anything, something I don't understand. They're there with the answers to what I want to know. That's important. So do have a schedule of your broadcasts. It only has, if you go 4 weeks in advance, that's more than enough, because in the intervening period, you could change what you want to do the month afterwards. So schedule what you can actually, once you know what you're talking about, you can schedule the broadcasts, schedule them in advance. We talked about that a moment ago, remember? So having a content plan of the subjects that you're going to cover in the month, different subject each week, allows you to plan ahead, not only in terms of scheduling, but in terms of getting your mind in the right place, in terms of doing your research. Do plan. If you don't plan, it's the worst thing in the world. Excuse me. Back in the day, we used to say, right, I'm going to go live. I'm going to talk about cameras. And basically, we turned up and we said, we're talking about cameras today. And it was all very higgledy-piggledy, is a good British phrase. It wasn't planned. You could see that it wasn't planned. It wasn't going through an agenda. The thing we learned over the years is, if you're going to live broadcast, have a plan for the show. So this is the second plan you need. The first plan was the plan for basically the month, and then the plan for each show individually. The more you plan, the more professional your broadcasts are. And what you want to do is present your business at its best. Plan to do that. Do have a planning schedule with the subjects of your shows for the next month, and do have a running order, an action agenda for each of your broadcasts, like the agenda that I am bringing on screen now. Okay, this tells you what you're actually talking about. And just a reminder, if you're watching live, I'd like to say thank you. This is Stephen in wonderful Wiltshire in England, and today's topic is overcoming challenges in business community live streaming. The problems are in red, the solutions are in green, and we're working our way through the first part of the agenda. And we talked about content planning, talked about a lack of strategy is your enemy. Let's have a content calendar, a script. And now, if you've got an agenda like this, please do rehearse it. I this morning went through this several times before I came here today. And one thing not to forget is basically, you don't put yourself in a straitjacket and say, I've got to get from beginning to end. No, you don't. When you're live broadcasting, your focus, the topic is your primary focus, but you have another main focus as well, which is your audience. You want to talk to and talk about your audience. You want to help your audience. You want to answer questions. Now, the beauty of live broadcasting is you can answer questions as you're going along. Don't forget it. Okay, so that's agenda number one. Okay, and we're now going to go through to, because this is such an important topic, I do have two agendas. And I'm going to come back, and here is my second agenda. And I'm going to go side by side again. Okay, so let me just switch over. So we're talking about overcoming challenges in B2C streaming and the way to do it. Just a reminder, the problems are in red, the solutions are in green. I'll just put that full screen a moment so you can actually read it. I'll read it with you. The first, compliance, is the topic, and we're talking about negative topics, trolling, platform rules, and the answers are moderation comments, community guidelines, and platform familiarity. Audience building. Defining your audience is not the easiest thing in the world. And pre-event awareness. We've talked about that a moment ago, making people aware that you are going to go live. Cross promotion. And that's one of the solutions. Using influencers and paid ads are other solutions to building an audience. Overcoming viewer skepticism. Now, when you first broadcast, nobody knows who you are, and there may be trust issues. And what you have to do is build credibility, because you've got a credibility gap. You've got to overcome the credibility gap. I've spent the last 9 years broadcasting, teaching about broadcasting. Everybody knows that I do my best to help you with live broadcasting. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing this show today, to help you with live broadcasting. If you have any questions at any part of the show and you're watching the recording, just type the questions in the comments. I do monitor the comments. I'll get back to you and I'll answer your questions as quickly as I can. Okay, but basically, I'll just take myself off solo for a second. Okay, so we're back to the card, and let's start at the beginning. Okay. One of the things is that when we're broadcasting, we're actually broadcasting publicly, which means that we're public on Facebook, we're public on YouTube, and with the best will in the world, we're going to get comments. Now, you have to be ready for the fact that not all those comments will be positive. And even in any live broadcast, this can happen because people find your broadcast by accident. If it's public, it's open to everybody and people will find it. And you may find that I love this phrase, some bad actors may get involved and make negative comments just for the sake of it. No reason. They don't know you. They don't know the product you're talking about. They don't know your audience, but it can be upsetting. So in terms of negative comments, what I would suggest is basically have the comments moderated. Now, if you're broadcasting from OneStream Live, which is up there somewhere, basically I can have team members, and those team members can be monitoring the comments as I'm broadcasting. OneStream Live has a unified chat where I can see the chats on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Twitch, all in the one place, which means somebody can do that whilst I'm talking. Whilst I'm talking, I don't want to be moderating comments. So basically, give you, for instance, I broadcast on Amazon Live. Now, Amazon Live is world's fifth largest website. It is undoubtedly public. I'm broadcasting live. I'm talking about the products. I'm talking about mobile phones. I'm talking about cameras. I'm talking about microphones. And people come along and they find your public live broadcast and they will comment. And that can be a problem because not everybody is friendly. Now, I have to take my hat off to Amazon Live, because if any comments contravene their regulations, the comment is hidden automatically. I don't need to do anything. So what happens on Amazon Live, you can replicate on YouTube. YouTube, you can get a bot to actually monitor your comments and delete and hide the comments that you don't want to be seen. So there's manual moderation, which you can do through OneStream Live. There's automated moderation, like on Amazon Live and on YouTube, using one of the bots over there, and they are first class at actually removing. It's not just you. I mean, one of the things when you get comments, you read them, and all of a sudden your mood drops. Okay, now you want to turn that round. If you get a negative comment, one, don't show it on screen because you do give them publicity. Two, do acknowledge it. Just say, thank you for making a comment. I'm not going to show it on screen. I wish you a good day, and thanks for dropping by. The reason that I don't have a problem with comments is that every comment that people make on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, LinkedIn increases my audience. So it's not a total lose situation. When people are negative, acknowledge it, but don't rise to the bait. Do never, ever rise to the bait. Keep your cool, keep calm, and think, that comment has just got me some more viewers. And that's true. Okay, so the next item we're talking about as we go through is negative comments, trolling. Trolling is something which is worse than trolling used to be a thing. It's not these days, and we are reasonably safe, although never totally safe. And I just want you to be aware of this. Trolling is not just one person commenting, it's a group of people descending on your show and taking over the chat. As I say, Amazon are good at fighting it, so are YouTube, but just be aware that trolling exists. I hope that you never come across it. I really do, because we could do without them, but they're very rare, very, very rare. Platform familiarity. Oh, wait a minute. So moderate the comments. Do work within community guidelines. Some communities will protect you from adverse comments and from trolls. Remember, every comment is good because it increases your reach and gets you more viewers. So moderate the comments. Do be aware of the community guidelines. Don't break them yourself, whatever you do. Don't broadcast something that you shouldn't. Make sure that you understand what the community guidelines are for live broadcasting before you go live. And right, the other thing to be aware of is platform familiarity. Now, this is simple and straightforward. If you're doing professional broadcast, you want to be able to demonstrate that you are a master of what's going on your screen. Yeah, you want to be familiar with the platform that you're actually using. That's important. Do practices first. So we said that practice does make perfect. If you're new to a platform, then do practice and do ask for help. Most systems now have help. So be familiar with the platform you're using. Audience building. Right. Now, the thing here is to define your audience. Where are your audience? Are your audience on Facebook, on LinkedIn? Now, LinkedIn is business to business. So it's more likely to find your consumer audience on Facebook or on YouTube. So you should play to the audience on Facebook and on YouTube. That's where you should be broadcasting. And just let me go here. So broadcast on those platforms. And just let's try this. It should work. Just give me a second, just switching up. So we're good. So define your audience, decide what you're going to do. But with the likes of OneStream Live, you can broadcast to several different places at the same time. So building an audience just got easier because you can broadcast to Facebook, to YouTube, to Twitch. And if you pay, you can broadcast to Twitter. You can broadcast to LinkedIn. There are so many places we can broadcast to these days. Do cross promotion. Promote the scheduled show everywhere and go live everywhere and have people monitoring the chat and replying to the chat when you're live. Make it a team effort. Bring people in to actually monitor the chat whilst you're live. Now, in terms of audience building, there are two ways that you can build an audience. Two main ways. One is obviously, plaster it everywhere, basically broadcast everywhere you can. The second thing is to interview people and bring in basically influencers. Now, there are people who over the last 9 years have become well known in live broadcasting. And they're called influencers because they have influence over their viewers. And if you invite an influencer onto your broadcast, one of the top broadcasters to talk to you during your live show. Basically, you can advertise the fact that they're joining you, and they will tell their fans that they are going live on your broadcast. So the use of influencers can greatly affect the reach of your broadcast and the number of people to come and watch you live. And I mean, basically, if you find out who the influencers are and just watch video, go to YouTube and type in top broadcasters, you've got a list. Do you want to see them on Facebook? You've got a list. And then choose the one that's so top broadcaster Somerset will give you all the top broadcasters in Somerset. You know, sort of thing. It's like going on Amazon. What you're actually doing is shopping. You're actually shopping for a broadcaster who can join you and can talk and can help you reach more people, especially if you're business to consumer, because you're not going to get to know the customers. This is not a business relationship, a one-to-one relationship. This is a one-to-many relationship. So if you can bring guests in on your broadcast, then you can reach not only your own audience, but their audience too. Now, business broadcasting and using systems like OneStream and StreamYard is not overly expensive. And as part of your marketing budget, it just fits in there. Basically, what you can do to reach a wider audience, especially for a B2C, is to advertise. Now, you can advertise on Facebook, you can advertise on YouTube, you can advertise on LinkedIn, you can advertise everywhere. You can advertise the broadcast that you're doing, you can advertise what you're selling. You can promote it, you can pay for that promotion, and you can bring in an audience that way. And basically, if you set yourself a budget of $500 for a month, then you're set and you can spend up to that. So set a monthly budget for ad marketing and use it to market your live broadcasts, which you can do. Okay. So paid ads. Now, the final one we're going to come to is basically overcoming skepticism and trust issues and building credibility. And the solutions to that are transparency and honesty, real experiences, and regular broadcasts. So let's take those in turn. When you do your first live broadcast, the problem you have is very simple. Nobody knows who you are. And you have to build a reputation. You have to build an honest reputation, which comes to the first thing regards all this is, we said earlier, you need somebody hosting the show who is personable. You need somebody who comes across as friendly, who is friendly. Okay, we're not having any pretend here. We are going to represent the brand to the best of our ability using our talent. We're going to promote the brand. We're going to talk on your behalf. We're going to do the best. We're going to reach out to people. We're going to tell people about the strengths of the brand. And we're going to do it honestly, because I can talk about OneStream Live because I use OneStream Live regularly. I know the system. I respect everybody who works here. I've made friends, and I can talk about OneStream Live reliably and from an informed point of view. So, but I've built my reputation as a live broadcaster on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, everywhere. And in training thousands of people around the world to actually broadcast live. You're taking your brand and you want to establish it. Start at the beginning, start small, and be aware that you're going to have to work up. And do, when you're broadcasting in the early days, do have giveaways. Do have things that people can win whilst they're watching your live broadcast. In other words, in the early days, you have to attract a crowd who don't know about you. Now, you cannot promote a broadcast live. You can promote a broadcast afterwards. Please do that. Promote the replay of your broadcast everywhere. It's a worthwhile investment because the quality of what you're doing is such. We've talked about getting the quality right. We've talked about getting the right camera, the right microphone, the right broadcasting system. Once you've got all that right and you're broadcasting and presenting your business professionally, then is the time to actually promote it and advertise it and share it everywhere. The one thing about OneStream Live is that after this broadcast, I can actually send this broadcast. It's just on YouTube today, but later today, it will be live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Because the recording is stored by OneStream, and the recording, because I'm talking about topics which are evergreen, in other words, I'm not talking about today's news, I'm not talking about tomorrow's news, I'm talking about things which will be good for the next 3 to 6 months. So I can replay this video for the next 3 to 6 months. And I don't have to replay the full video. I can replay snippets. So when I talk about a particular topic, I can take that topic and just talk about it. Yeah? So basically, transparency and honesty. You've got to be yourself when you're live broadcasting. You have to talk honestly about the product or service you're promoting. And the other thing you have is you have to talk about your real experiences with the product. And I can do that. I mean, everything that I sell on Amazon Live, I use. So I use the Obspot camera, I use the Elgato Wave 3 microphone. Everything I use, obviously use the computer I'm using and the lighting. I use everything. I can talk about it knowledgeably because I use it every single day. That's what you're looking for in B2C broadcast. Personable, and product knowledge. The 3 Ps: personal, personable, and product knowledge. With that, I will leave you for now. I'm back again next Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern. I want to say a big thank you for joining me live today. If you watched the replay, thank you. This has been Stephen from wonderful Wiltshire in England. I'm going to play you out. And I'll take care. I'll see you soon.